The final pattern will look similar to this one, and you will only need 4 measurements for this. Waist, hips, waist to hip, and skirt length measurement. These are my measurements, and yours probably will be different, but you can still apply your personal measurements to this block pattern. So more accurately you measure, the better. To start, write number 1 in the corner of your paper and square down and across from that point 1. If you don't know, then squaring just means that you are gonna draw the lines perpendicular to each other, basically making sure that the lines are in 90-degree angle to each other. Okay, so to find point 2 here on this horizontal line, take half of your hip measurement plus 1.5 centimeters, mark it the point 2 and square down. Next, to find point 3, go down from point 1 with the skirt length measurement. Mark it and then square across to point 4. To find your hip point, you go down from point 1 again, this time with your waist to hip measurement. And then square across to 6. Now you have a basic rectangle shape where center back line is running on points 1, 5 and 3, and center front line is on points 2, 6 and 4. Okay, so now we're going to focus on the back part of the skirt. So, to continue, we need to find point 7, and to find it, take a quarter of your hip measurement plus 1.5 centimeters for ease. If you want to find a quarter of your measurement, just divide your number by 4. Then square down to point 8 on the hemline. Then going from point 1, take a quarter of your waist measurement plus 4 and 25 millimeters. Mark it as point 9. Point 10 will sit 1 and 25 millimeters above point 9. Then you can connect the point 10 to points 1 and 7 with the dashed lines. Next, we need to create 2 darts at the back. So to do that, you're gonna measure and divide the line 1 to 10 into 3 equal parts. Mark these as points 11 and 12. Then use the line 1 to 10 and square down from these points with dashed lines. Go down 14 centimeters from point 11 and 12.5 from point 12. To finish the back, you have to construct 2 darts on these lines, each 2 centimeters wide. Draw in the side seam, curving it 0.5 centimeter outwards. And lastly, draw in the waistline with a slight curve. Back is done, so now we're going to draft the front part. So similarly as on the back, go from point 2 with quarter waist measurement plus 2 and 25 millimeters. Mark point 15 and again go up 1 and 25 millimeters, creating point 16. Then join point 16 to points 2 and 7 with dashed lines. Divide the line 2 to 16 by 3 and mark the result going from point 16. As before, use the line 2 to 16 and square down from 17 with dashed line. Go down 10 centimeters and mark it. Construct the 2 centimeter wide dart again, this time only 1. Draw in the side seam, curving it 0.5 centimeter outwards. And lastly, draw in the waistline with a slight curve. So the final pattern for the trousers will look something like this. For this pattern you are going to need 6 measurements: waist, hips, waist to hip, body rise, waist to floor, and trousers bottom width. So first we're going to create the front part of the trousers. So to start, square both ways from point 0. This time though, put point 0 rather a bit off center than in the corner of the paper, like this. So first we are going down from point 0 with body rise measurement. Mark the point 1 and square across. Next, going down from 0 again, this time with waist to hip measurement. Mark the point 2 and square across. And once again from point 0, this time with waist to floor measurement. Mark it as a point 3 and square across. To find the knee point, we are going to take half the measurement of the line 1 to 3 minus 5 centimeters. Mark the point 4 and square across. Then we're going to go to the left from point 1 with 1/12 of the hip measurement plus 1.5 centimeters. Again, to calculate 1/12 of some number, just divide your number by 12. Then mark the point 5 here and square up to point 6 and 7. Next, going to the right from point 6, take quarter hip measurement plus 0.5 centimeter and mark the point 8. Then again, going from point 5, again to the left, divide your hip measurement by 16 and add 0.5 centimeter to it. Then mark this point 9. Then go 1 centimeter to the right from point 7 and mark it point 10. Now join line 10 to 6 with dashed line. Next, this will be different depending on your size, but you gotta join line 6 to 9, but you have to make sure that it's touching one point that we didn't create it. So we have to first create it. And I just mark where 45 degrees from point 5 are. Then, since my size is between 10 and 14, I am going to draw a 3 centimeter line in this angle. It should look like this. Only now you can connect line 6 to 9 while touching the end of this tiny line you just made. Next, we are going to go from point 10 to the right with quarter waist measurement plus 2 and 25 millimeters. Then you're going to go down from point 0 and create a dart that is 10 centimeters in length and 2 centimeters wide. Going to the right from point 3, take half trouser bottom width minus 0.5 centimeter and mark at point 12. Now, going to the right from point 4, you are going to put the measurement of line 3 to 12 plus 1.3 centimeters. Again, depending on your size, you might add more than me. Next, go to the left from point 3 with half trouser bottom width measurement minus 0.5 centimeter. And going from point 4 to the left with the measurement of the line 4 to 13. To finish the front, just draw inside leg seam through points 9, 15 and 14 and then curve the line in 9 to 15 inwards by 0.75 centimeters. When you finally have all this done, You can now draw in the side seam that goes through points 11, 8, 13 and 12, and you can curve the hip line outwards by half a centimeter. And that is the front part done. Now let's create the back. To start, quarter the measurement of the line 1 to 5 and mark it point 16. Then square up to point 17 on the hip line and 18 on the waistline. Take half of the measurement of the line 16 and 18 and mark it point 19. From point 18, go to the right 2 centimeters and mark it 20. Then from there go up 2 centimeters and mark it 21. Next, take quarter of your waist measurement plus 4.25 centimeters. Then create a line 21 to 22 so that the point 22 is touching the line 0. Then go from point 9 to the left with half the measurement of the line 5 to 9 and mark it point 23. Go down half a centimeter from 23 and mark it 24. Now join point 21 and point 19. And similarly as before, first mark 45 degrees from point 16 and then make a line with the measurement that fits you. Now you can connect points 19 and 24 with the curve so that it touches the point you just made. Then go from point 17 to the right with quarter hip measurement plus 1.5 centimeters and mark the point 25. Then mark point 26, 1 centimeter to the right from point 12. And mark point 27, 1 centimeter to the right from point 13. Draw in side seam through points 22, 25, 27 and 26. Curve the hip line outwards by half a centimeter and curve the line 25 to 27 inwards by half centimeter. Next we are going to do same to the other side, going 1 centimeter to the left from point 14 and 15, marking new points 28 and 29. Last thing to do is to draw inside leg seam connecting points 24, 29 and 28. And then curve the line 24 to 29 inwards by 1.25 centimeters. Divide the line 21 to 22 into 3 equal parts and mark those 2 new points 30 and 31. Use the line 21 to 22 and square down from there. Construct 2 cm wide darts. From point 30 go down 12 centimeters and from point 31 10 centimeters. Lastly, curve the hemline down 1 centimeter at point 3. And it's done.